Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 14th of February. Security situation looms large in Pakistan following terror attack. Malaysian aid ship arrives in Bangladesh with supplies for Rohingya refugees. And Aero India gets off to a thrilling start with spectacular air show. And now for all the details. One militant and 3 soldiers were killed as encounter broke out in India's Kashmir on Tuesday. A report.
Encounter broke out between Indian troops and militants in Bandipora district of India's Jammu and Kashmir province. Following a tip-off about the presence of militants in Hajin area of the district, security forces cordoned off the area and launched a search operation. 3 Indian soldiers were killed and 1 militant whose identity has not been ascertained yet was gunned down. At least 4 more militants are holed up in the area. The encounter comes 2 days after 7 people including 4 militants and 2 soldiers were killed in a gun battle in Kulgam district of the volatile province. Militant attacks in Kashmir have spiked ever since India's last September announced surgical strike against suspected militants attempting to infiltrate from Pakistan-administered Kashmir.
Staying on to news from India, the Supreme Court of India on Tuesday convicted V.K. Sasikala, a regional leader in southern India, in a corruption case. She has been sentenced to 4-year jail term.
The Indian Supreme Court convicted a close aide of the late Chief Minister of Southern Tamil Nadu province, upholding a 4-year jail term handed down by a lower court. It also effectively ended her bid to become the Chief Minister of the province, as it banned her from seeking elected office for 10 years. This comes as Sasikala, who had maintained a low profile, was making an attempt to claim the mantle of 5 times Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha, who died in December.
J. Jayalalitha, then we and V.K. Sasikala, V. and Sudhakaran and Ilavarasi, who were guilty of disproportionate assets. And the complaint was made by Subramanian Swamy, and judiciary had a very tough time with these master criminals, and it had taken 19 years to come to this day when the corruption in this country will be rooted out by the order of the Supreme Court.
Jayalalitha was jailed in 2014 for holding $8 million in unaccounted cash and property accumulated during her first term in power. She stood down following the verdict, only to be freed on bail and return to office months later. Sasikala was also a defendant in the case. She has been ordered to pay a fine of $1.5 million and cannot appeal the verdict.
News from Pakistan. Security has been beefed up across Pakistan following a deadly terror attack in Lahore city in which 15 people were killed and 85 wounded. A faction of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan group has claimed the responsibility.
Islamabad has issued directives for red alert, following which all routes going in and coming out of the federal capital were being strictly monitored. Pakistan was rocked by a terror attack on Monday evening after a suicide bomber struck near Punjab Provincial Assembly building in Lahore. 5 police personnel, including 2 senior police officials, were among the victims. Residents expressed shock at the incident.
ਇੱਥੇ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਪੂਰਾ ਮੰਨੇਗਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਕੂਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੀ ਮਗਰ ਇਹ ਕੱਲ ਦੇ ਵਾਕਿਆ ਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਦਫਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਦਿਲ ਹਿਲਾ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ होनियां शुरू हो गई हैं, जड़ी कि दहशतगर्दी वगैरह दोबारा होनी शुरू हो गई।
बहुत अफसोस हुआ इस धमाके का, जिन्होंने भी किया है ये बहुत बुज़दिलाना काम है। मैं उनको कहता हूं कि वो पाकिस्तान के अवाम के जज्बात के साथ नहीं खेल सकते, ये बहुत गलत काम है और इस तरह ये पाकिस्तान के अवाम को कमज़ोर नहीं कर सकते। पाकिस्तान के अवाम उन शहदा के साथ है जिनका धमाके में शहीद हुए हैं, उनके साथ है।
The Jamaat-ul-Ahrar faction of the banned militant outfit Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan or TTP claimed the responsibility for the attack. It is the same group responsible for the Easter Day bombing in Lahore last year that killed more than 70 people in a public park. The National Counter-Terrorism Authority of Pakistan had warned the police and other law enforcement agencies twice first on December 16, 2016 and then on February 7, 2017 of a possible suicide attack in Lahore.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, Human Rights Watch said that the number of Afghan refugees returning from Pakistan, already at the highest level in years, may increase this year if Pakistan maintains its forceful policies.
Hundreds of thousands of Afghan refugees left Pakistan in 2016, which is a 12-year high. The Human Rights Watch called the move world's largest unlawful mass forced return of refugees in recent times. Aid workers and Afghan officials worry that the returnees are coming back to a country in conflict and economic crisis, led by a government already struggling to maintain basic living standards.
When you create conditions, as was the case in Pakistan, where people feel they have no choice but to leave, where their lives have become intolerable because of constant abuse, being forced to pay bribes, threat of detention, threat of deportation, having their businesses raided, having their homes raided, and the rest of it, then it's tantamount to forcing people across the border. And that is what Pakistan did, and that is why we say it's an unlawful, coerced return of refugees.
Amid recent political tension between Pakistan and Afghanistan, aid organizations have raised concerns over the treatment of Afghans in Pakistan. Millions of Afghans have been provided refuge for decades in Pakistan, and police and officials deny reports that they are targeting Afghans. The rights group said that Pakistani authorities have made clear in public statements they want to see similar numbers return to Afghanistan in 2017.
And now news from Bangladesh. A Malaysian aid ship on Tuesday arrived docked in Bangladesh carrying aid for hundreds of thousands of Rohingya Muslims who have fled from Myanmar, reportedly following abuses by the Myanmar security forces.
Malaysia's ship flotilla docked at the Chittagong port after anchoring off the coastal town of Teknaf near the Myanmar border with goods to help Rohingya refugees escaping Myanmar. Nearly 69,000 Rohingyas have fled from Myanmar's northern Rakhine province to Bangladesh to escape a crackdown launched by the military.
We are with you. You are no more alone. Inshallah, we will help you, and I believe on an ASEAN spirit, all ASEAN brothers, members will come forward and help you, inshallah, to ease your burden, to help you, and also will help the Rohingyan for the near future.
The violence dismayed and outraged some of Myanmar's neighbors, with mostly Muslim Malaysia being particularly vociferous in its criticism. The ship's first stop was in the Myanmar port city of Yangon last week. A representative of the mission on the ship said it would unload about 2,000 tons of food and emergency supplies in Bangladesh.
Meanwhile, the 11th edition of the Aero India Air Show took off on Tuesday with exhibitors from several countries displaying state-of-the-art aircraft. Foreign firms eye to invest as a part of the Make in India campaign.
The Aero India Air Show 2017, dubbed as Asia's largest air show, kicked off in Yelahanka Air Force in the country's southern Bengaluru city. 30 countries including United States, Russia, France and China will display as many as 70 aircraft during the 5-day event. Light utility helicopter IAF BAE Systems Hawk aircraft, Indian Air Force Surya Kirans were the highlight of the show on Tuesday. On his inaugural speech, Indian Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar promised suitable initiatives for investments in the defence sector under the Make in India programme.
We also wish to see investment from foreign OEMs as well as more and more partnerships between foreign and Indian companies. To encourage foreign companies to make in India, we have already liberalized the FDI norms in this sector.
As many as 270 companies from India and 279 from abroad will participate in the air show. The Aero India provides a platform in bolstering business opportunities in international aviation sector.
Snow trekking is a popular adventure sport among tourists in the Kufri region of India's northern Himachal Pradesh province. Large number of tourists thronged the region to experience snow trekking.
Fresh spell of snow in India's northern Himachal Pradesh province drew a large number of tourists and adventure sports enthusiasts eager to undertake snow trekking across the serene slopes of the Himalayan province. Chilly winds could not dampen the spirit of the tourists who were seen frolicking in the snow. Many of them were seen trekking amidst the snow-capped mountains while trying to maneuver the slippery terrain with the help of ski poles.
वेरी नाइस, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. स्लिपरी भी होता है, बट कभी कभी स्लिपरी होकर संभलते हैं, कभी फिसल जाते हैं, तो बहुत ही वेरी नाइस.
काफ़ी एडवेंचरस है. जो इधर साइट सीन्स वगैरह है, बर्फ़ वगैरह है, काफ़ी अच्छी लग रही है यहाँ पे. मैंने एक्चुअली इससे पहले स्नोफॉल कभी नहीं देखा था. फर्स्ट टाइम आया मैंने स्नोफॉल देखा.
During winters, the holidaying crowd from the plains of India thronged the Himalayan province to experience snowfall.
India's northeastern region is famed for its rich culture and tradition, with its culture best displayed during festivals. Nishi community of northeastern Arunachal Pradesh province recently celebrated post-harvest festival with traditional fervour.
Sprawled across the misty ground of Raga village in India's northeastern Arunachal Pradesh province, Nishi community celebrated post-harvest festival Buri Boot Yulo with pomp and show. Buri Boot is celebrated by Nishi community, the largest tribe of Arunachal Pradesh, welcoming the spring and a successful harvest. Dressed in traditional attire, cultural troops and participants danced to their local songs. The festival invokes prayers and sacrifice performed by a priest for the mankind to be blessed with prosperity and be free from diseases. Various competitions like folk dance, tug of war dance and archery were also held during the fortnight celebration.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Security situation looms large in Pakistan following terror attack. Malaysian aid ship arrives in Bangladesh with supplies for Rohingya refugees. And Aero India gets off to a thrilling start with spectacular air show. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.